Routers. Routers are networking devices. They used to forward your data across computer networks. Over here, as you can see, I have multiple devices and they all make it possible for us to connect to the internet. If you have a service provider, most likely they would provide you with a device to connect to the internet with. But what if they do not provide you with a device to connect to the internet, or you would like to choose your own device? As you can see, I have a mobile device here as well. As just an example that you can use your mobile device such as your tablet or your cell phone as a router. If you are using a mobile device such as your cell phone or tablet to connect to the internet, you will require a SIM card, and you will either be using a USB cable to connect it to your laptop to connect to the internet, or you will hotspot, and this will allow you to connect to the Wi-Fi of this device, the mobile Wi-Fi device or the MiFi router. This device works the same as the cell phone or mobile device would. It also requires a SIM card. You can connect to it physically via USB, or you can connect to it via the Wi-Fi. This device is battery powered, but if you have it plugged in on the USB, it does charge while you use it. If a mobile device is not what you are looking for, then most likely you would have a LTE router. This is exactly the same as your mobile Wi-Fi device. The only difference is it's not battery powered. This device will require a power supply. This device can be connected to via an Ethernet connection, or you can connect to it via the Wi-Fi. If a cellular device is not what you are looking for, then we would have a look at something like a ADSL router. If you have ADSL in your area, then most likely you will use something like this. Take note of the RJ11 port that would be used to connect to your ADSL line or your telephone line. It plugs in on the telephone line. You can plug your devices into the Ethernet ports, or you can connect to it via the Wi-Fi. If you have fiber in your area, you'll be using something like this. As you can see, it has a specific port for a fiber connection. This device has multiple ports for you to connect to it via Ethernet. Please be aware that this device does not allow you to connect to the Wi-Fi. You can purchase one that do come with Wi-Fi. So it is important to note what technologies you need and what type of manner you would want to connect to your router. In this case, you would have an access point to connect to the Wi-Fi if you needed that. Or you can convert one of your old routers and use it as an access point. Also be aware of the ports on your router, such as with this one, it only allows for RJ45 connection. It doesn't have a SIM card input, so it can't be used as a LTE router. It doesn't have a RJ11 input, so it can't be used as a ADSL router. So in this case, this router would be used as an access point. If you do have a RJ45 internet connection at your house, this would be perfect, as you can use that. I will be taking you guys on a journey where we will explore each of these. Unfortunately, I do not have ADSL in my area, so we would not be able to test the ADSL router. It is a technology that's being discontinued in South Africa as we are moving on to fiber and our cellular networks. Currently, I'm using a cellular device, a LTE modem. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned as we have an in-depth look at each of these connections and how they work and how to set each one up.